What is going on, everybody? Jumbo Thick here. We are back with our Alien campaign, The Echoes of Titans. I am, of course, your game mother for the night, Jumbo Thick. We have the full cast and crew, and we've got a hell of an episode ahead of us, if I do say so myself, especially after the events of our previous session. So let's get into it. Last we left off, the crew of our intrepid colonists here have found themselves under military occupation by one Captain Caro, under the direction of none other than Colonel Dominic Trask, Drake and Dawson's superior officer, and supposedly the head honcho in system. He was the one providing support for all Colonial Marines in system. And we got some interesting information brought to us on Sweetman's side about what has been happening outside of EOS and what all the political situation looks like right now, as apparently there is some kind of peace accord being drawn up between the UA and the UPP, and all of a sudden there are a lot of investigations into, let's just call it, upper management within the Colonial Marines and other places, and it looks like some people may have been doing things they shouldn't have been for a very long time. But that brings us to occupation. Two of you spent this session being tortured and deprived of your freedom in a cell block, while the rest of you plotted and schemed on how to bust them out and how to move forward with this, when everything was very quickly expedited by a event where some kind of ship landed. A larger ship was seen in atmosphere. One of the large, like, battle cruisers, in fact, is above EOS right now, and orders were given to Caro. He snatched up a bunch of civilians and headed out to the mine. Amongst those civilians was Lila Ramirez, your former supervisor of the colony, as well as Victor Delgado, who was kind of like the engineer. He was kind of like your mechanic for everything. And the new supervisor, head of the mine itself, Miss Samantha Voss Sweetman, as she was 7 months pregnant and taken against her will, loaded into the back of an APC and driven away. Of course, Sandy was not too pleased by that situation, and in an attempt to rescue his soon-to-be wife, was beaten, bloody and bruised, and also tossed into a cell block with Graves and Dawson, leaving Dr. Salvatore and Dr. Bering to collude with an unexpected source in the Ghost himself. Finn Carter finally revealed the fact that he is in fact a Weyland-Yutani spy. And he's been here for quite some time, and he's been cut off completely during this occupation. And he thought it was in his best interest and the company's interest to leave with as much information as he can. In order to do so, he thought that Corporal Graves and Captain Dawson would be the best muscle he could afford to safely get him out of EOS and hopefully on their way back to Titan's Rest, where they can slip away. However, the five of you, after your freedom was hard won, involving taking down a few Latin Marines and one hell of a distraction that had been thought up for quite some time. I have been, well, let's just say Ghost has been working on this since our very first introduction to him so long ago, when he used to take all those walks outside of the facility and whatnot. He was doing all kinds of things, but somehow, some way, he got a hold of some pheromones and some haze worms busted their way into the airfield, in through the walls, smashed their way in, and made a massive distraction for all the Marines that did not go with Caro. Were busy dealing with that, giving you ample opportunities to escape. You managed to get onto the Blue Monday at the last second before it was crushed. Dawson pulling out some amazing maneuvers, flying you past a haze worm and flying you out towards the mine itself, where everyone was taken. Leaving Carter behind, he told Dr. Salvatore that he would not leave without her, and so he stayed behind trying to do damage control. We'll see how that goes. It's going to be for some time later. But as of right now, the 5 of you loaded on the Blue Monday, and for the first time in the campaign, we had a firefight on our hands as Dawson had to go head-to-head with another ship, another drop ship, and you came out on top, barely, I might add. You took one hell of a hit from a air-to-air rocket, but other than that, Dawson able to use his is it 20 millimeter? I think, no, 25. Was it
25?
A 25 millimeter gun to ultimately shred the opposition and got you safely to the mine itself. You landed, seeing that there were the APCs that everyone was taken in were already here, unloaded, and you are outside of the main doors of the hydroelectric plant that are open. And that's where we are picking up. So, the yawning opening lies before you. What are you guys going to do?
Do we have any way to see inside? I mean, is there a surveillance system in there that I could try to patch into to see if I can get any idea of?
We've been in there before, and
Yes.
there was a room where there was surveillance on the top level.
Yes, there's a security room that you know of. You've spent quite some time in it. You have to go into the main hangar bay door to get to the security room. So I will remind all of you that right now, between you guys have nothing. You have no armor. You have no weapons other than the ones that you picked up at the last second. So Graves and I believe Dawson each have a pistol with no reloads. And then you have 2 stun batons between you guys, depending on how you're going to divvy out stuff. And then improvised weapons that you'd picked up.
Did I find a weapon in the warehouse with the soldiers that I was trying to intimidate? No?
You not with your mad dash. With your escape to freedom,
no, okay.
You did not find anything, unfortunately.
I didn't find any better weapons, perhaps?
You did not. You did not.
Probably hand out of the Graves if I did, but okay.
Did we see how many vehicles went here prior to?
So as you're landing, you can see on the outside here. You see 4 APCs. You know, Graves, Dawson, that an APC can carry anywhere from 12 to 15 to 20 people in it. So depending on how maxed out these were, you could be looking at quite a bit of people that were loaded up here. Now, as far as what you guys saw being loaded in, civilian-wise, you saw about 12 people being loaded onto one of these APCs.
All right.
So the rest of them probably had Marine personnel on them, which means there's a sizable force here.
What time of day is it?
So right now, you're in this weird twilight cycle because it doesn't really get there's no daylight. Yeah, you don't ever get that daylight, and you get complete darkness, but you never get daylight. You kind of go between dark to twilight, and it's every about 4 hours.
Okay.
I think Patrick and I are on the same page. How many working Joes are still here?
Dr. Salvatore, you would not know.
Actually, but there's a mainframe there that would know, right?
There is a Joe
Okay.
mainframe. You guys are now. You're not sure. Joes were being used as miners. You guys decided on that. This thing was retrofitted to do so. You're not sure how many were even in storage. So we'll find out as we go in, if we are going in. All right. Let's do this. The moment you step in, hydroelectric power plant greets you without resistance. There's no alarms, no shouting, no smoke. The broad concrete approach is washed clean, almost as if a heavy rain channeled neatly into runoff gutters that glisten under the steady floodlights. The turbine's distant hum is still there, low, constant, almost soothing, but now it carries through empty space instead of frantic motion. Whatever chaos once passed through here has been tidied away. Inside, as you move into the main hangar bay, you don't see anything really out of place. There's a few vehicles, some of the larger, more tractors that were being used to haul materials. But other than that, it just seems like everybody just stopped working and walked off. The air is cool and dry. The plant smells faintly of ozone and machine oil, not blood or fear, if you can smell that. Overhead strip lights flicker only once as you enter, then settle into a kind of an even institutional glow. The walls have been wiped down, boot prints and carbon scoring scrubbed away. Someone took time to clean this place up over the year or so since you've been here. You move towards the booth, looking for surveillance, Dr. Baring. When you move into the booth, and you've been in here before, you're not going to need to do anything. You do not have your tools to patch in or anything like that, so this is all going to be off the cuff. But you move in there, and you remember a lot of kind of the command prompts. This thing isn't locked down. You just access it. It pulls up the bank of terminals, as well as security feeds for the upper levels of the hydro plant. The only thing you notice is you do not see any movement. You do not see people. Nothing.
Well, what about is the entire facility illuminated? Is there any way we can tell? Like, I want to know. I was like, can I see that certain areas are not illuminated? And also, is there any way I can pull up temperature gradients? Like the temperatures are.
You could easily do that.
But also specifically moving, or they're that would definitely give us some clue that something's happening.
Yeah, you can easily access that right now.
Okay.
You don't even need to roll anything. This is kind of like the security room.
Mm-hmm.
You pull up a few settings. You don't see anything temperature-wise outside of the norm. Outside of the power plant itself is hot, which is to be expected, as well as the AI core is also warm, but it's supposed to be. But you don't see anything else outside of the norms. Nothing too hot, nothing too cold.
I imagine it's dusty in here, right?
It is not.
Sterile? Wow. Okay. So no footprints or anything like that?
It's rather clean. This place has been put up to task. And it looks like it has a very religious cleaning method.
Wow. So no dusty footprints from outside, no tracks, no nothing.
Nope.
Wow.
Can I pull up the command procedure, whatever, for the Joe? See if I can pull that up, and maybe see their location,
okay,
an amount of them, or
you try to access that, and without needing the roll, you realize quickly that you're not going to be able to access the Joe mainframe outside of the AI core. You're not going to be able to get into it from here. You would have to, and you know that is in the facility itself if you were looking to do so.
I'm gonna just mention that to the team, that I really tell them what I've seen, which is nothing essentially, but emphasize it seems like the place is spotless, immaculate, and dead almost. Thought people came in here, but it seems dead. But maybe if we go to the core, we can make some changes kind of deep inside to get some more tools.
I would agree, except Anthony's smiling too much.
No, no.
That just means that's good stuff. That means it's gonna be fun.
That's true.
Well, that's gonna be Pierce Galactic kind of fun, at least.
So, are we
So-
moving into the facility?
You said that there were trucks and everything up here. Can we look inside these trucks and see if there's any extra gear?
Sure.
Or is there an
Anytime.
armory?
I will allow a single
know of?
person to give
Whoever
me
has-
a survival roll to see if you guys can scavenge anything.
Who
You
has
got
the
a
highest
10 in
survival?
survival and 2
Wait,
stress.
That's
I
you
actually,
then. I have a
that
5.
would be, yeah, it'd be 6 dice for me. So no,
Yeah, I got 10 dice plus 2 stress.
nice.
Let's do this.
Can we assist him?
He can make the roll himself. I think he's fine.
Outrageous.
2 successes, baby, and one of them's on a stress dice.
Okay. 2 successes. Sweetman, and this is why Dr. Bering is accessing, he's kind of like going through all the code and everything. You take time, and because you have 2 successes, the first thing you find is, as you're kind of looking over some of the trucks, it's mostly like rock and stuff that's going to be transported to be smashed and turned into it's like raw minerals that are to be processed.
Or
Not a lot of like viable tools of any kind. However, you find a large maglite that still has a little bit of charge to it. So
Okay.
there's a flashlight.
Yep.
And you find a box of flares. Has 6 flares in it.
Almost like a road flare gun.
Almost like a road flare.
Yeah.
You do not find a flare gun.
Oh, road flares. So they're
like
snapping,
like you
popping,
snap
popping.
and you have a flare.
They're not pop
Nope.
flares. Okay, gotcha. All right. Well, they still put out a flame.
And illumination.
Yeah. So I'll grab what I can and gather as much of that together. I wasn't much to be scrounged up, but it's better to be barehanded.
Are we proceeding?
Now that we have a flashlight.
Yes, we do. All right. The generator hall lies ahead after you take the stairs down. The massive turbine housing rotating behind thick observation glass. Indicator panels glow green across the board. Optimal output, load stabilized. Systems nominal. Etheria still has power. Whatever is happening must be down below. And whatever is being done is not currently jeopardizing the power plant. That's when you kind of notice, like, and you guys have already kind of hit on this already. There's no technicians. There's no security detail. There's no colonist sheltering in place somewhere that you come across. Only the machines. The next space for you to move through is the office spaces, kind of adjacent to the generator hall that lead you down towards the AI terminals and everything else. There are rows of modular desks, terminals in sleep mode, coffee cups neatly stacked instead of abandoned. Personal effects have been removed, not trashed. Looks like they were probably collected at some point. You pass a glass-walled office. Motion sensors click softly. And who's in the lead?
Well, usually Graves in the lead.
Yep. I assume
Sleeping
it's
in the
me.
back.
All right, Graves. Do you have, or are you like pistol up? Like what?
I think, Graves got one of the pistols.
What are we doing here? Like what,
Yeah, probably pistol. I gave my baton to Sana, so
Okay.
yeah, just pistol.
pistol.
All I
up.
got. Yep.
All right. As the sensor, as the light comes on, a shape lurches into view. What do you do?
What's the shape look like?
Humanoid.
Humanoid.
Joe.
How close is it to me?
It looks like it lurches into view. It's behind a cubicle, so probably 5 or 6 feet away.
I'm holding my fire initially. I want to Try not to use the gun.
As you hold,
Possible.
it moves a little too fast for something so heavy, and suddenly and violently it's close to you as it says, "Please remain calm." Its rubberized face inches away from you, eyes glassy and unfocused, head cocked at a slight unnatural angle. One arm twitches as its internal servos whine, hand half raised like it's unsure whether to greet you or restrain you. About a half a second passes. All of you kind of like see this as this thing comes up. It's next to Graves. The only sound is your breathing and the turbine's distant hum. Then the Joe stops. Error. Access routine terminated. It slumps slightly, posture returning to a neutral standby mode. The eyes dim to a soft amber glow. A maintenance placard on its chest reads, "Facility Operations, Night Shift." And technically, it shouldn't be active right now.
Is there any corporate logo, anything like that, that looks new? That's been like the whole facility's clean and definitely being taken care of. Is this
Yes.
like, oh, is this some kind of automated facility by Seegson or something like that?
It's fun. It's funny that you say that because when you look into the room that it came from, the cubicle, you see that there is a cart of cleaning supplies, and it looks like this is a janitor. And all it does is clean all day and all night. And apparently it's been working when it shouldn't be. Who knows what else is going on in here?
Are there any terminals in this room?
There is a terminal. Yeah, like there are terminals. All of them appear to be in standby mode.
Mm-hmm.
Do we see any key cards or anything here?
Nothing important
Nothing
that you
important.
would notice. No.
And it wouldn't be easy for Bering or Dawson to get inside this mechanical gentleman here and see what he saw last or anything like that from his memory banks, what his last commands were, why is he wandering around?
Without appropriate tools, that would be quite
That's right, we don't have
difficult.
tools. We don't have tools. Okay, thank you.
You would have to find appropriate tools to do so.
No.
Dude, where would the maintenance shed for the Joes be? We've been here, we would know that. Would that be
Maintenance-
down near the core?
Actually, Bering, you would have some knowledge of the mine before you moved off to do your own thing, because you were kind of you were kind of brought here just to be a consultant on the minerals and everything being brought in from down below.
Eye candy.
You would know that there is a like most of the maintenance, because the Joes mostly do not work up here anymore. The majority of them work down in the mine, and so there's actually like a maintenance, not really a shed, but a room that used to be something else that all of you explored a long time ago has been turned into kind of a Joe's maintenance bay down below. It's actually in the mine. You have to take the elevator down.
I guess still have the map of that. That's what we're talking about. I'm gonna recommend if we go, I hate to say it, but if we go deeper inside, I think we can actually, I know I can probably find the tools to be able to figure out why these are up here and working. And maybe we can figure out where everybody's gone.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, we're proceeding forward then. You move out of this series of rooms down this hall, and it leads you to the opening that leads out into the cavernous kind of area outside, where you walk out and it's like open cave on one side, facility on your left, and you see the large space where the elevator should be, and it isn't. The cables are kind of moving and swaying as if they were recently used. Yeah, there's like a faint vibration that hums through the floor, almost imperceptible. And that's when you see on kind of like a placard next to the closed gates a digital readout that says car status in transit, lower levels.
Pretty sure they headed down that way.
Yeah.
Pretty-
It's like the layout for this place. It's kind of like one large building, then one large elevator, like
Yes.
maintenance elevator.
Go straight
And then
down, and
there's a staircase as well.
there's no staircase.
There's no
only
staircase.
there's only one large maintenance elevator that goes. It also stops above you.
Mhm.
If you have the right clearance, you can open the door above where it can, like a vehicle can drive in and then move down into the mine. That's how big the elevator is. It's gigantic.
Yeah.
It's like a cargo elevator. Yeah, like freight elevator. And there's only the one. No, another one. There was talks of another one being installed at some point, just to try to get production really rolling, but that hasn't been done yet.
And we're on the first floor.
It would be considered the like a subfloor. Technically, the first floor is above you.
Okay.
But there's only one more stop down below, and that's the mines. And it's a pretty significant. You guys have been down there. It's a pretty significant ride down into the mines.
Yeah.
It takes a few minutes for the elevator to get down there.
We're on the subfloor. This is, if I remember correctly, this is where the mother unit was, or the not mother.
Yes, the AI core. The AI core is just around the corner.
The
Old Apollo.
abomination one. Yeah.
Second question, if I remember correctly, I almost got killed, or we almost got killed in the armory in this floor.
I don't.
Frozen?
No, there was not an armory.
Did not?
You almost got frozen in a. You almost got frozen in
A meat locker type thing. Cryogenic chamber.
It was.
No, it wasn't
Or was
cryogenic.
that was the other facility, actually. No, that was the
No,
other facility.
it was this facility, but so that was the entrance to the generator room. It was like there was like double doors. You've already been through that area.
Mhm.
Then you almost got you've been electrocuted. There was a few different traps that were in place,
Mhm.
but that was when you were trying to get into the locker rooms
Locker room.
because there was like stuff in the lockers.
Yeah.
Yes.
We go to the locker room. See if we can
Sure.
scavenge for anything.
Go to the
We're
locker
pretty bare
rooms.
bones right now, you know.
You are bare bones. Why don't somebody give me another survival check? We'll see how you guys do.
I'm not saying Miss Sweetman's job. I'd be happy to help him though. You know, I've got
Let's
efficiency as well.
yeah,
Do you have
let's see what
survival?
we do here.
I do have survival. Yeah.
So I attack on a booster.
One dice. Yes, one dice is a booster.
Excellent. Well, that's 4 successes.
Jesus, 4 successes. Sweetman,
I found everything.
really, you move over to the locker room, and it takes a little time for you to look through here. You guys are spending time doing this.
Yeah.
You find a series of scandalous notes inside one of the lockers, and mention to somebody's wife and his child probably not being his, as well as lots of pictures that go along with that. You also uncover what appears to be a narcotic smuggling ring of some kind. One of the guys here is under the influence, and what you do find is he's moved from just standard drugs to something with a little more kick to it. You actually find what appear to be combat stimulants.
Yeah, I'll take those.
So
I don't know why my name is on that locker there, but I'll just take that there. You can ignore
so Sweetman,
Yeah.
you see that there are. Let me roll for it.
that. Just to be
4.
clarified, I'm not taking those. Those are going to graves. Yeah.
There are 4 combat stimulants, and what
All right.
these do is, when taken, they boost your strength and agility by 1, but they reduce your They reduce your wits by 2.
Ooh.
Do they stack?
You could find out. They do have side effects. So, and these are like Drake and Dawson would both know that like the USCM has tried combat stimulants. They pass them out occasionally, but it's not a good permanent fix. There's too many drawbacks to using them. You might crash out. There's lots of things that can happen on them, but mechanically, this is what they do for now. If you want to stack stimulants, we'll see how your heart holds up.
Well.
I mean, you're more than
Well,
welcome to
something.
try.
Yeah.
Fucking
Well.
jam 4 of them in, and you're like, oh,
Go.
I'll
the
keep,
heart
I'll
just
keep one.
explodes. You know.
I'll
Yeah,
keep
let's
one,
do
and I'll give the
one,
rest
one to
to
Dawson.
Yeah, one to Dawson.
I will mention, because this is like, because mechanically this is what it does. When it adds a point of strength, you add a point of health. Like you get like those adrenaline and endorphins, and you get juiced, which means that when you come down, you're -1 health. So if you're fucking at 1 health, you're like, oh, I'm good. As soon as it comes down, you're like, no, I'm not good anymore. And then
you crash.
you
Yeah.
crash.
Just like real cocaine.
yes.
So I've heard.
Of course.
You'll,
yes.
yeah. I'll give one myself, Dawson, Thana, and probably...
Hey man, if you're handing those out, I mean,
hey man,
saying.
if you're handing them out.
I mean, you
I'm
want me
trying
to
to
hold
think
my
who's-
own, right?
Well, I'm just trying to think of who has more likelihood of getting melee, and I feel like it's probably Sandy Sweetman. He always
Sure.
gets in melee.
He does?
I do.
So
They
I'm
tend to
probably
fight.
gonna give it to him.
Hold
Hopefully,
on to
Dr.
that.
Bering is not involved in melee.
I agree with that. Hopefully, Dr. Baron is not.
Yeah.
Probably behind the safety glass, pressing buttons.
Yeah.
So you found the combat stems. Good find. That you needed an insane amount of successes for that. In addition to that, you find what looks to be a. Let me pull it up. Something that somebody just forgot to check, and they just brought it with them. This is. Now I gotta fucking go back up to it. Damn it. Hold please while I go back to my equipment.
Is it their book of high school poetry?
It is not their book of high school poetry, but I suspect with that many successes, you probably do find somebody's like,
fucking diary.
Exactly, somebody's shit, and you're like, oh, yes,
Oh.
this is
And being an
interesting.
investigator, Sandy, of course, he's taking it all in besides the stuff
Yeah.
he's found, and he's like, oh, well, I'll keep that in mind for later,
Yeah.
if there is a later.
All right, so you also find. God bless. There's so much in this book.
God bless.
All right, here it is. It is called a. Watsumi DV303 bolt gun.
Oh, okay.
It is a gun, but this is a mining tool. Like
Right.
this is what you like bolt something to like a hole with, or like two pieces
a
of metal
piton.
together.
Yeah.
It puts
yeah.
like a fucking bolt, like little like
Yeah, you're
yes,
driving
yes.
pitons with this thing.
Actually, I
This
think
is-
a good visualization would be if you remember near the end of Event Horizon,
Yes.
the weapons they use.
Yeah,
to,
just like that,
Yeah, that's
yes.
exactly Okay.
So it's a single shot. It's a single shot. It has damage 3. It is considered armor piercing, and it has a short range.
All right.
So yeah, that's it. It has no bonuses. You find a bolt gun, and you will find only one more piece of ammunition. It's loaded, and there's one more bolt to go with
So we got 2 bolts.
2 bolts with a bolt gun.
I'll bring that over to Graves. We'll Graves and Dawson and I will examine and make sure and decide. Do you want to carry the big heavy Graves or? Here with this thing, or what are we gonna do?
I mean, if I'll give probably Sandy the pistol if he doesn't have a pistol, and then
I don't have a pistol. Yeah.
Then I'll hand him my
And you'll-
my standard was it M4.
Yeah, it's the standard pistol.
Yeah,
And
then
the M4A3 service pistol.
and then I'll keep the single shot
Mhm.
construction bolt
Yep.
gun.
It's a bolt gun.
Yeah.
Hell yes,
I love the idea of it.
indeed.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Is it? Do you hold it like a big Modus? Is it? Is it one of those things?
I don't
mean,
know if
it's-
that
it's-
big. Is it
It's
that
pretty.
big?
It has a weight of 1, so it's
Yeah.
it's fucking big. Like your
Okay.
your pistols are normally like weight 1/4 or 1/2. Like
Okay.
it's
Oh, so
fucking
it's
it's like
pretty-
the size.
pretty heavy.
It's sizable. Yeah, it's
Okay.
probably not like you probably have to hold it with both hands to keep it steady.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gonna look so badass.
I don't think it's that good.
So
No, it's not. It's not that
It's
good.
not, but it's something.
It's not that good, but it is what it is. I will say,
Armor piercing for
so-
3.
so just so you know, Graves, the bolt gun gives you a +2 modification to heavy machinery in relevant situations for like
Okay.
putting something together.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
it's a tool.
Okay.
If we
Yeah.
ever did.
Yeah.
It's a tool that you can also bolt someone's head with if necessary.
Yeah.
Versatility.
So that's what you find. As long as you
Nice.
also find like food and shit if you want to take that with you, and like water and stuff.
I'll probably take the water.
Take some water.
Make sure everybody's hydrated.
Make sure they're hydrated. There you go. Got some special water distributed,
Let's make let's
courtesy
Sandy
of
say,
Apex
take off some water.
Technologies. I'm sure it's very filtered and good for you.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it.
No. And what are you doing after you leave this area? Are we heading back to the elevator?
Yeah, check and see if the elevator's back yet.
The elevator is not back, but it is no longer moving. It will need to be called.
Well, downside to calling the elevator is
I
they're gonna know
pushed
we
the
called
button.
the elevator.
Dr. Brain goes,
I've
fuck
already
it.
pushed the button.
Pushes the
Yeah.
Oh,
button.
damn it.
Yeah.
Damn it, Bearing.
After it takes about 5 or 10 minutes. Like, it's a long time. The elevator
Yeah.
finally.
While
Walk-
that's happening, how far away are we from the thing that the android that shut down? Are we like 30 minutes away from that guy?
No. You're around the corner.
Could we bring him with us?
So they are unbelievably heavy. I remember I talked to you about
Okay.
that. They're like that Joe probably weighs like 400 pounds. Not something you would want to carry. It's the size of a human, but it does not weigh what a human should weigh. It's not the best. Now, if you want to drag that thing with you, you're more than welcome to.
I just want him to be standing front and center in the middle of the elevator when it lands, so that they think that it's just more malfunctioning instead of just like us being like, "Hi,
Okay.
everyone."
Are
You know?
So are you? I'm gonna say you. What's your strength, Sana? 3.
Pretty decent. Hang on.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 strength.
You could drag it yourself with a roll, or you could convince someone else to help you, and you guys could struggle to drag it to the elevator.
we would
but you
totally
can do
help.
it. Okay.
Sandy will help.
Sandy will help you drag the shutdown Joe, and it's fucking heavy as the both of you drag it down the hall. And by the time you get there, the elevator locks into place, and the doors fold past, and you're able to enter.
Are there areas in this elevator where we can hide, like behind the door, or it's just clear?
No, it's open.
Okay. Oh shit.
Like a freight elevator.
It's a freight
I didn't
elevator.
think
It's just
that way.
it's all open. It's just gates. So I mean, you did bring literal cover with you, though.
That is
If
true.
something were to happen, you like place the Joe there, and you kind of
Yeah.
sit
I mean,
behind it.
we can all hide behind the Joe.
yeah. kind of stand behind it. Just everybody's just kind of hunched down.
Yeah.
I just see Drake's like leaning out from between its legs with his bolt gun, just like.
Is that a working Joe or 5 insurrectionists in a trench coat?
Sure, exactly. As it, the elevator begins to rumble down the shaft, echoing loudly as like the cables kind of bounce back and forth. If you remember, there's also like water running. There's like a full-on waterfall nearby, so it's muffled a little bit, but this is heavy machinery moving. You finally get to the bottom. Everyone's quiet. Nothing. No movement outside of the dripping of condensation and the clacking of machinery.
This is the room where we found the original box of liquid black ichor, correct?
Yes, there is. So that's off to your right. There is a room that is the Joe maintenance bay.
So did the doors open automatically, or do we need?
Yes, the doors are already open.
So from what we can see, they didn't post a guard. There's nobody nearby.
Nobody there.
They're overconfident, thinking nobody's going to come for them.
As everything hums, fades away, you hear the condensation. I will say when the cage hits the bottom, you hear kind of the running and thin rivulets of like condensation, beads of water. The floor grate temperature drops. There are kind of indicator lights that flicker from white to amber, then to a dull industrial green. Substrata access authorized personnel only. The doors open. You're in the mines. The air hits at first like thick, mineral heavy, tinged with like ozone, like wet stone. The mines beneath Etheria are still active, still functioning, and that kind of makes this worse. Floodlights kind of hum overhead, casting long clinical cones of light down reinforced corridors cut through raw basalt and trimonite veined rocks. You do see working Joes moving methodically through the tunnels, like the various tunnels ahead. One of them is hauling a magnetic ore sled past you guys. It just walked past you. Servos whining under the load. Another stands kind of like half embedded in a wall cut nearby. A pneumatic drill hammering with perfect, tireless rhythm. Their synthetic voices echo occasionally through the mine. Please remain a safe distance. Productivity is within acceptable parameters. None of them kind of look at you or anything unless you cross past, and they don't acknowledge you, and they don't acknowledge weapons or anything. Nothing. Before you go to the maintenance room, you do see that down here, the floor bears marks of recent traffic. Heavy boots, dragged heels, the shallow grooves of restraints scraping against stone. Someone tried to keep their feet under them. Someone failed, obviously. There's a trail leading into the mine.
I think we should follow it.
Yeah.
All right, we're moving into the mine. Magnolite, front and center, because while there are lights, this is still a fucking dark-ass mine. And you guys are coming across like Joes just doing their stuff, kind of walking by here and there. I need one of you to give me an observation roll.
Well.
I mean, I think we both have the same. It's 10 dice for both of us. But don't you have like an ability that would make it? Otherwise, I'm just going to roll. I also have 2 stress.
Well, there you go. You take this one.
All right. Let me see.
Dr. Barrett.
Okay. As we kind of go into it, I guess I'm trying to remember the details from the schematics that last time I saw them, maybe, and looking around the background. So I see 1, 2, 3 successes is what I see.
Okay.
Maybe I should push it. No, we'll just take 3. We'll take 3. Yeah, we'll take 3 successes.
With that, at first, the signs are easy to miss as you guys are moving, and Dr. Barian, you kind of pick up on something. As you're falling, kind of like shuffling feet, then it kind of stops, like Joes are moving past, like the whatever little trail that was left is kind of muddied. But then you pick out little fine details. A work light angled just slightly off its mount, its beam illuminating nothing useful except the floor, where there is a chalk white marking that has been scuffed into the dust. Not a symbol, just a short diagonal slash. Looks almost accidental. However, you recognize it and you're like, that looks purposeful. And you kind of move over to it. And as you get to that, it leads you to another tunnel. Further on, a safety placard hangs crooked. One corner looks snapped loose.
Definitely gonna point that out. I mean, everything else is like perfection in here, and something's
like
broken. I don't believe it, man. I don't believe it.
Everything looks like it's maintained relatively well. You guys move over to the placard. It's kind of like hanging and kind of moving a little bit. Scratched into the metal backing with a tool or a fingernail are 3 small dots in a vertical line. Dr. Baring, especially with 3 successes, you would recognize this as kind of like a miner's shorthand. And out of the people that were brought down here, you know, the only one that has experience with like active mining operations are either Samantha Voss or Lila Ramirez. This is obviously some kind of message.
I immediately share this with Dr. Salvatore and see what she thinks about it. And actually, not just her. I mean, we don't have to be quiet. It's just us. But yeah, I just show it to the team and see if anybody. I don't know how to decipher it though, right? I just see that I just recognize that it is.
You recognize it as a shorthand.
Okay.
You can tell that this is obviously somebody's leaving you breadcrumbs.
Okay. I'll just point that out.
All right. Then we continue down that junction. You come to where the tunnel's going to split. One path shows deeper boot impressions, more hurried, less orderly. There is what looks to be a portable med kit lying against the wall, its seal broken.
And what's missing from the portable med kit?
You move over to it, everything's missing. It's empty. But on the other side of the case of the lid, barely visible, unless the light hits it right, is a faint grease smear shaped like an arrowhead, pointing down the tunnel.
Thank you, Sam.
You guys are getting all of this because you had so many successes. You're able to traverse through these tunnels pretty easily.
Well done, Dr. Barry.
All right, at this point, the tunnels begin to feel wrong as you move further in. You have this feeling.
No.
Yes.
No, I'm sorry. I have a cat causing trouble, and I didn't realize I was not muted. I'm so sorry.
Well, the rock wall begins to grow smoother, not from cutting, but from coating. A dark, semi-gloss sheen creeps along the stone, catching light in organic curves. Resin. Old in places, fresh in others, layered like growth rings. The air smells faintly sweet now, chemical and alien beneath the mining dust. They're still working Joes, operating here, but differently. Their movements slow slightly. Their drills hesitate before biting into certain surfaces, rerouting automatically. As you move through the tunnel, one Joe stands motionless in a side tunnel, head tilted, as if awaiting instructions that have never come. Its hands are sticky with black residue. The mine supports here are newer, hastily installed, bolted directly into resin-slick walls that no human engineer would trust. The ceiling arches higher than the rest of the mine, not from excavation efficiency, but from something uncovered. Then the tunnel opens up. And it looks like this is the recent part of the mine that has been opened up that Sam was talking to you about, Sweetman. This is something they found down here. You step into a wide, well-lit chamber. Industrial floodlights have been set up recently, their cables snaking across the floor in a rush job. Fresh excavation scars cut through the rock face, jagged and uneven. Blast charges, not precision tools. The ground is churned with footprints, equipment tracks, and drag marks converging towards the far side of the chamber. And the architecture changes completely. The stone gives way to geometry. Smooth, impossibly angled surfaces rise from the earth, seamless and matte, etched with faint bioluminescent lines that pulse slowly beneath the lights. The walls curve inward and outward at the same time, forming corridors that suggest doors without hinges, thresholds without frames. Ancient, unearthed, awakened. At the edge of the clearing, obscured behind a portable generator, lies a final sign. A strip torn from a jacket sleeve, knotted around a piece of excavation equipment and deliberately positioned so it catches the light. Pinned beneath it with a stone is a single mining tag, its serial number scratched out. No words, just proof that they went through here. Proof that they went deeper, past the point where this was ever just a mine. The mining tool in question is a maintenance jack, if anybody wants to take that.
Anybody want to carry a maintenance jack?
Will we be able to easily find our way out of this mine?
No, you will not. This is like honeycomb work. You could see why they probably wanted to take somebody with intricate knowledge of the mines. Hence, Sam was taken.
Yeah.
Finding your way in here would have been, if you guys wouldn't have been so successful on your rolls, this was going to be a whole thing. But you guys did really well.
I guess I'll pick that up. I'm the least likely to need it, but we should better to have it than not, because that's like a +2 on like heavy equipment, roll, right?
Yeah, I believe Graves can also use it as a bludgeoning weapon. So
perfect.
He said he'll take it.
Yeah.
Beat someone with it.
How long do the flares last?
They last a few minutes.
We don't need pop flare yet because we still got floodlights, huh?
You have lights for now.
Yeah.
Yes, but I'm thinking about finding our path back.
When I say a few
Sam.
minutes, I don't mean like, okay, this is like a road flare, so you're looking at like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Not long enough to do what we need
Not
to
long,
do.
yeah, not long enough for you to like go somewhere and come back. They're probably gonna be burnt out.
Yeah.
Are there any cables or lines or anything we could
Do we
drag along with us?
map our path with our PDATs?
I do
PDATs
believe
work.
the
I
only
don't believe we have our PDATs.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, I will say that Dr. Salvatore, Dr. Baring, you guys would have yours because they weren't taken from you.
Do they
But that's
work?
pretty much all you have. They do not function down here. That's the first thing you notice as you pull them up. Like they're not connecting with anything. There's nothing. There's no.
Can't get any
signal.
bars.
Can't get any bars down here. No
Are
bars.
Are there any cables, ropes, or anything that we can just? My thought process is if Sam can't help us get out, we need to be able to find our way back.
I will. So here's what I will do to get this moving forward. When you go to find your way back, because you successfully maneuvered a path down here, I will give you some advantages on a survival roll to pick out the proper path.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right.
We gotta
All
go.
right.
Let's go down the hole.
As you move into what looks like this strange portal, push deeper into an uncovered complex. The mind finally stops pretending it's human. This is like engineered geometry becomes scarred by occupation. There are metal brackets that have been bolted directly into alien surfaces. Cabling snakes across walls that were never meant to hold it. Someone has painted over sections of smooth black material with utilitarian gray primer, and over that, UPP insignia, stenciled hastily but confidently, red stars, Cyrillic warnings, faded but unmistakable. Unauthorized access prohibited. Dr. Baron would recognize that for sure. He's seen that many times. The chamber opens into something vast. A massive cavernous tunnel stretches away into darkness, and it looks like you're almost like on a platform. Its ceiling lost far above any kind of lights that you have. There are twin tram rails that disappear into the black, curving slightly as they descend, vanishing into a depth that swallows sound. The air here is colder, heavier, and alive with distant echoes, metal on metal, a low rhythmic thrum reverberating through the stone. There's a tram moving in the darkness. To one side of the chamber sits a control booth, its windows reinforced and webbed with hairline cracks.
I would like to try and get Ingress to that control booth if possible.
You move over to the control booth. Inside, the analog panels glow faintly, their dials marked in Russian and outdated technical shorthand. Dust coats everything except the controls that are smudged, recently used.
Can I try and figure out what was actually used, what controls were used? See if I can.
As you go to look over the controls, the rest of you outside, you have to get into the booth, Dr. Baring, to kind of like figure out what's going on. As you move in there, the rest of you hear a hissing deep in the tunnel, long, wet, and slow. It kind of echoes back in distorted layers. The sound doesn't repeat the same way twice. Somewhere far below, stone clicks against stone, followed by a skittering rush that stops abruptly. Inside the booth, Dr. Baring, a clipboard lies abandoned on the console. The manifest lists cargo transfers and personnel movements. This is mostly in Russian, but one entry has been scratched over repeatedly beneath the ink gouges. Someone using a greasy fingertip has traced a simple symbol onto the glass console. A short line, a pause, another short line. This is a message from, hopefully, one of your companions. More than likely, judging from the shorthand, you're going to assume it is more than likely Ramirez. And you realize that the tram, this is what you need. The controls still function, but only manually. Power has been rerouted, deliberately throttled back. Someone didn't want this system drawing any attention from outside sources. With a few button presses, you engage the tram. The chamber answers with a metallic clang that rings far too long. There's a cart that kind of like moves up to the platform that was in darkness. You couldn't see it. It moves up and stops. It has headlights that are slicing into the dark tunnel ahead as the doors slide open.
I don't think we have another option, guys. I think
all aboard the train.
This is the way, yeah.
This is the way. As all of you hop onto the train, you move over to, basically you kind of like set a destination. Well, you're not even sure. It appears that there's only one destination that can be set from the booth. You set it in place.
Is there
You're
any
gonna
kind of manual override inside here? Like maybe if it seems like it's out of control, the elusive Dawson could perhaps
Yeah.
get us back into good health?
You move into the tram, and it does look like there is a series of mechanisms for throttle and brake. Somebody with knowledge of piloting would need to maneuver that if necessary, if it became necessary for some reason. But the doors hush closed as you walk inside. The tunnels swallows you. Tram begins to pick up speed. Bump, 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 bump. And then before you know it, the walls are rushing past in a blur of resin black stone. Engineer surfaces interrupted by UPP reinforcement struts and emergency lamps blinking red at irregular intervals. Far off in the distance, very far off, intermittently visible, the other tram. Rear lights flickering through the darkness like dying embers. You're not sure how far away they are. The noise begins to grow worse, hissing from above, a wet dragging sound below the rails. That's when I need one of you to give me an observation roll.
I got this, Dan, unless you want to do it.
No, you got it.
Yeah.
You got it. That's the you
Okay.
two.
All right. I think I just have 2 stress. We don't have any extra stress. Nothing's happened to make us more stress.
I will say their current environment, everyone's stress is going to go up by
All
1.
right, let me add 1 more in there. All right.
Everyone enjoy the stressful
yeah.
situation we're in as everything is building and building.
There we go.
That's a Dan Decker roll right there. That's 4 successes. Yeah. 3 standard and 1 stress. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Something moves along the wall to your left. Too fast, Dr. Bering. It crosses the headlights in a blink. Tall, narrow, jointed wrong. Gone before your mind finishes assembling it. The tram keeps rattling harder. The rails
Did you guys see that?
themselves are reacting. Then silence. Your stress goes up by 1, Dr. Bering, for seeing something. The rhythmic clatter of wheels and the distant echo of the other tram slowing ahead reverberates back to you.
Did anybody else see what I saw?
What did you see?
I don't know. I actually don't know. I don't know if it was maybe like this shape, or it was some other shape, or I don't know. But it's just alive. It was something alive. It was moving swiftly, and the proportions and the very shape of it, the articulation of it was inhuman to say the least.
Was it pale, like what we've been encountering, or
was it pale? I feel like I saw it as a silhouette, actually.
So
I don't know.
It passed so quickly in front of the headlights you couldn't distinguish much.
Something.
You saw something.
Like if you tied up 3 starfish together, I don't know how to explain it. But just I may not sleep without nightmares ever again. I guess we should be on the lookout. It's definitely not a life form that had been recorded at the time that we inhabited this facility.
I'm going to get my stun baton ready. I didn't see it, but at this point, I believe you.
As the tension begins to build and build, after about 20 minutes of the train running, Dawson, you realize that you're seeing the train car ahead of you as you pull a corner. I need you to give me a piloting roll. I hope you do pretty good.
Uh, 2 successes and 1 success on the stress. 3 total.
Three total successes. Dawson's limber, and he doesn't cave easy under pressure. As you turn a corner, you realize that the tram in front of you has stopped, completely stopped, and you are about to collide with it. You immediately hammer on the brake and throttle down as quickly as you can. The brakes screeching as it begins to slowly decelerate. With 3 successes, it stops, maybe like a foot from the back of the opposing tram. Just as the air hisses out the side of the tram. Ahead of you, the tunnel ends abruptly at a massive blast door partially closed. Segmented plates locked halfway down. Hazard lights strobe red and white, throwing violent shadows across the stone. Steam vents from beneath the door in short, angry bursts. You don't see any bodies, no weapons, just emptiness as you leave the train. Do you guys care to check the other tram or move forward?
Yeah, we should probably all take.
I've already checked it.
Did you?
Dr. Baring peeked inside. As you peek inside, on the front control panel, someone has wedged a torn strip of fabric into the emergency brake. It's unmistakably Ramirez's sleeve. Tucked beneath it is a small metal tag stamped with a serial number and a single word scratched into its surface. Down. You disembark the empty tram. It's completely
Go
empty.
put
There's
that
nothing
in
else on
my
it.
one of my utility pockets on my coveralls here to make sure that we don't lose that, because it may be useful. But I will point that out, like show it to everybody. I'm not trying to hide it. Make sure they all saw it.
No.
So you move beyond the blast door. Yes? Yes. The rails continue on foot, disappearing beneath the half-lowered barrier. As you duck under and proceed along the tracks, the sense of containment becomes absolute. The air is stale, dead. Every footstep echoes too loudly. At last, the tunnel opens onto a platform after about 10-15 minutes or so of walking. A massive sign dominates the far wall, illuminated by flickering overhead lights. Sedov Black. Everything here, as you hoist yourselves up onto the platform, appears to be in lockdown. Bulkhead doors sealed, consoles dark, emergency strobes pulse silently. Whatever this place was, it was not supposed to be found. But it looks like someone might have forced their way in, because to the right of the platform, a control panel hangs open, its faceplate torn free. Wires spill out like exposed veins, several crudely spliced together with scavenged connectors and resin-smeared gloves. A bypass. An emergency exit door beside it stands unlocked, its seams faintly glowing from pressure differentials beyond.
Can I do an observation roll / contact roll? I want to look at the maybe I'm just overthinking it, but I want to actually look at the splice work. I want to try and figure out if that might have been a dexterous human or a clumsy Joe under the command of, say, an intelligent AI or something like that. I'm not sure. I'm just taking a guess here.
You move over to it, and the way the wires are spliced together, you don't think a working Joe could do this. There's no way.
I'm definitely going to draw attention to that and point that out. That sure does. If you guys look at this, I mean, it's a human did this. This is not the Joe's like the cleaner up front. This is or up top. This is Is it recent? Does it seem like the glue is still like setting, or has it been a few days old or weeks?
It is very recent. And I will say
Okay.
that Graves and Dawson would probably recognize some of the tape used, and this is definitely Colonial Marine work.
I would like to glance around the tunnel while they're looking at that, just to make sure I don't see the boogeyman that Dr. Bering
I
brought.
mean, observation roll, Dr. Salvatore.
It's like a Dungeness crab on steroids or something. It was terrifying. That's
All right.
also an Alaskan creature, by the way. So,
Dungeness crabs on steroids.
yeah,
Terrifying.
They live in the Bering Strait, north of the
No.
Aleutian Chain.
All right,
Sorry.
here we go.
I'll stop.
No, you're good. Okay, so that's that. How freaked out am I again? Is my stress level high? All right. So that's that.
What are you using to illuminate, Dr. Salvatore?
Well, I could just snatch the flashlight, right? Is it still not?
The big magnite? Yeah, you could take it from.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I'll give it to you.
Boop. That is 4 successes.
4 successes. Maglite gets you a distance out to normal range.
Okay.
Nothing past it. With 4 successes, you see a shape out in the darkness, not moving.
It's a rock, isn't it?
You can't. It's on the train. It's on the tracks where you guys just came from.
Oh. I am going to gently reach back and poke the nearest person to me.
Utah.
Yes. Who is closest to me right now? Because I'm not trying to... Well, you know what? I don't know if it speaks English or not or anything. We've been talking this whole time. Guys, there's something on the tracks from where we just came.
I will turn around and see if it looks like the split-second nightmare, maybe.
You move. So, Dr. Salvatore, you blink. It's gone. Dr. Bering turns around. You don't see it.
It's gone. How long will it take to get us into this room? Is the door already open?
Let's
So we're
see if we can work faster.
So you
Wait,
wanna try-
I thought the door
try
was open. I thought it was glowing or something. Yeah.
Let's
It's kind of like moving, as if like the air pressure from the inside is kind of fidgeting it.
Fluctuating. Let's.
Let's go.
Go for it, Sweetman. Open that door.
I'll do the standard breach and sweep, and
All right. Take the pistol. You pull up to the door. You go to move it. It's fucking heavy. It's heavy, unbelievably heavy for an emergency door.
I think
But
you need your help, Drake.
you kind of, and it has like this groaning sound, and it actually, that's when you realize it doesn't open. It like slides into the wall. And you're like, and you have to slide it, and you hear it grinding from just like the disuse. Who knows how long this has been down here? Just kind of like,
yeah.
as you're just powering through all the rust and everything that might have built up down here. But you push it open and then peek into the hall.
What do I see?
The air inside, set of black, is dead. Not stale, entombed. Your light, I'm assuming the light comes back to you, spills into a corridor that hasn't been properly maintained in years. And the neglect shows in layers. The original UPP construction, brutal, angular, utilitarian, has been warped by intrusion. Black resin creeps along the walls and ceilings in slow fossilized waves. Half peeled in places where heat or gunfire once scorched it away. In other sections, it thickens, forming ribbed growths that crawl over junction boxes, conduit runs, and floor grates like a living thing that learned the shape of industry. The floor is a museum of violence. Spent casings embedded in resin, scorch marks frozen mid-spray, chunks of wall blown outward from inside rooms, not into them. Here and there, UPP propaganda placards hang crooked, bullet-riddled, and scorched. Russian warning text have been overpainted with emergency stencils. Lockdown in effect, AI core sealed, biological contamination, each layered atop the last, desperate and contradictory. Silence is complete. And then something moves beyond the walls. A distant scraping, slow, patient. A wet, breathy hiss that rides the ventilation currents. The faint electrical chatter of systems that have been shut down years ago. And I feel like that's a good time for us to take our first break.